Okay, so this is next in the list of things to do. Now, yesterday we were going over why you would do organic video, okay? And it's really important to get that flowing through, like lots of different posts, so people could start to trust you. And it's called what we call building prolific content, okay? So anyone goes to visit your page, they see you're active and they get to learn about you. And they get to see that you know what you're doing, and they get to trust you a bit more because they know you're a real person. You're sharing a little bit of your life with them and what it's like to be an estate agent. Now, there's a few things I wanted to add to that. Now, something that's really important that you all know this, but I'm not sure that you're aware of how strong this is. And that is, if you really have a list of buyers, yeah, you should really be shouting this from the rooftops. You should really let people know, because if someone's selling a property, they need to know you've got a list of buyers. Now, I've been caught out by this before. I used to always ask the right questions, I feel, whenever I was trying to find an estate agent in the UK. And one of the things I would always ask is, have you got a list of buyers? And some people are using tools which can go and find people who are maybe looking to buy. And yeah, I've been scuppered by this more than once, unfortunately. So what is a list of buyers? A list of buyers is actually people actually looking right now. I think Michelle Gallagher knows what that is. I don't know anyone else who does. So if you do know, please raise your hand. And, it's good to know that other people are actually doing lists of buyers. But if you are in a position where you're getting out on the internet, do let people know, because you know yourself, if you've got a lot of people wanting to buy right now, then it's what sellers want to hear, because they can sell their property, first of all, obviously faster, but also at a better price. Because, the more viewings that you do, the more chance you have of people like going, yeah, I like it, yeah, I like it, yeah, I like it. And then you can get the better price for them and hopefully be able to sell their home faster. Okay. Another thing I wanted everyone to think about is that in relation to most in other industries, you're actually lucky, because if you get this right, you have like almost like a 50-year sales cycle, especially if you start at the beginning. Well, this is if you start at the beginning. If you can take care of a first-time buyer, and then in the next 8 to 10 years, they're going to use your service again if you serve them correctly, because they'll obviously need a family home. And then obviously with time, if they're like a normal family, well, no, sorry, there is no normal. For some people, let's say, they will probably want a larger home. As children grow up, they will want their own space. And then obviously it gets to the time when everybody leaves home and they want to downsize and then move on to a retirement place. So if you think about this, if you get this right from the start, even if it's halfway through that cycle, you could have repeat customer again and again and again. And the way this works is by looking after your customer. I don't need to tell you this, but it is really important, okay? You need to do your utmost to make sure they have a smooth sale from start to finish, okay? So you can also look at it another way as well. This doesn't always happen, but there's always a possibility that somebody who's actually selling might also buy a home from you as well. Obviously not from you, but from your, estate agency. So just look after people. That's the key, and always help them as much as you can, okay? So the point of customer service is it's not just about what you do right now, but it's about laying the foundations so that you never have to worry about where your next seller or buyer is actually coming from. And the thing is, that actually takes a lot of patience and it takes time, okay? You're in an industry which time is the thing, okay? So, and it's something I've noticed, the majority of people aren't actually willing to do this. So a lot of people I notice, they start as an agent, think it's going to be an easy ride. And at times like this, they give up, okay, because it's hard work. I actually, in a way, prefer it when it's a little bit more difficult, because the good ones are the ones that flourish, okay? Now, we've noticed as well over the years that a lot of people think that if they use ads and pay for advertising, that they're going to get immediate results, okay? We have this again and again, like they're looking for somebody who's actually ready to sell right now, okay? That hardly ever happens, yeah? No one really wakes up one morning and thinks, I'm going to sell my house. That's it, I'm going to go look for an estate agent. It's kind of like, it's a massive, massive asset. I don't know anybody who doesn't think about this first. Even if they are in a position where they feel they need to sell because of financial situation, or maybe someone's lost a job, it's still not a not a right now sort of thing that you still need to consider it. You need to embody what's going on. It's deep, yeah. I mean, even if you are in trouble, you still need to go and look at your options. So it's unlikely that any advertising is actually going to be like a pizza advert, as I call it, because it's not how this works, this whole industry. And if you've been in this industry a while, you will understand that it takes time. People need to trust you. And unfortunately, as I've said before, the majority of the people in the whole world, actually, I've noticed, they don't trust estate agents because they don't understand what you do. And unfortunately, a lot of people have had bad experiences before. I mean, it is getting a lot better now. There does seem to be almost like an awakening, and a lot of estate agents, a lot of people become estate agents, realise that we could do a lot better, and we can look after people in a way that they have a good result, which is fantastic. But the way that advertising works right now, especially in social media, is that it's actually down to the retargeting. It's easy to bring in what we call leads. It's easy to bring in a name and address. It's actually simple to do that. Anyone could do that. Okay, could bring you hundreds of leads. The point is, though, unless you can answer them immediately and unless they actually like you already, it's unlikely you will get them as a client. Okay, and the majority of people in the UK it's almost common knowledge that you would at least choose 2 or 3 agents to come value your home before you choose one anyway. So even if you were one of those agents and you hadn't built trust, you still might not get the sale. Okay. So there's another thing though, that if you are targeting people on Facebook, you actually have it easier than a lot of other industries, and that is you just need to put in your radius. You don't have to worry about any of this targeting stuff, because actually the Facebook algorithm is doing this for you now. It's actually so clever. It's actually amazing to watch. Okay, so that is a huge advantage over other marketers. You just need to work out how far you're willing to drive. The minimum you can do at the moment, though, is 17 kilometres. Now, most people can actually get away with a £5 a day advertising budget. Okay, and it just depends on the speed you want to grow your warm audience. Okay, obviously the more times people see you, the more chance you have of you being their chosen agent. And obviously it does depend on the kind of content you're putting out. Okay, we've gone through that yesterday, and the other days obviously talking about power content. And if anyone's not really sure what I was talking about, please do contact me. I can take you through this personally. I really don't mind. Okay, just want to get this only works for good estate agents, so I'm really keen to get this out there. But it really is ridiculously easy. Okay, now the Facebook algorithm is so smart, super smart, that if you actually use your adverts to train the algorithm with the type of content that you're putting out, you don't actually have to target people who are like, let's say, 10% of the income level in your postcode area anymore. You could just do videos in front of houses, just like the ones you want to sell. Okay. And then even if your perfect client doesn't see that ad immediately, there will be a friend who sees it or a family member who sees it. And you might be going, oh yeah, I need to sell my house. And they'll go, oh, I keep seeing this agent pop up in Facebook and they seem really, really nice. Okay, I'd give them a call. So it's important. No, it's not important. It's a good thing to do. Okay, it doesn't need to be done. But if you want to get out there easier, from what I've noticed right now, it is getting better results than things like leaflets. It's cheaper than doing billboards and bus stops and stuff as well. And you get to manage your budget and you get to see what's working, what isn't working. Okay. The best thing I like about this is the compound effect, because people are seeing your face and you're actually putting in something that's highly referable, which is your bio. People get to remember who you are and what it is you do, and they become your biggest fans. And eventually they will refer you as well, which your best clients are your referrals, and you probably just wish you had more of them because they're much easier to deal with, to help with, let's say. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Anything you need help with, please just give us a shout, okay? We're happy to help.